Okay, for the purposes of the recording, welcome to week 2 of Advanced Course Building 1001. All right, so this course presupposes that you already have certain things in place. All right, so remembering that if you choose to take 101 just to make sure that you feel like your course and your framework is instructionally sound, you are welcome to follow along with 101. You are welcome to submit homework with 101. But for the purpose of our time together, we are going to presuppose that you already have this done, keeping in mind that this is typically a prerequisite course. Typically, this course you are required to have 101 before you come into 1001. However, I was asked and I have accommodated allowing both classes in just because of the circumstances. We were moving so quickly and we didn't have time for that. And so I agreed to allow both classes to come into the same space. Okay, so apologies if there's any kind of confusion. We'll make sure that we um, make sure that everybody is okay, but just making sure that everybody knows. Typically, this is a separate class. Typically, they're both separate, but we just didn't have time to do that to accommodate everybody who wanted to take the class. Okay, so thank you all for your patience with that. All right, so we are moving from planning to execution. So you have, theoretically, you already have your framework if you are in the advanced class. Okay, keeping in mind, if you don't, follow along with 101, but you got to keep up with the course that you actually signed up for. Okay, so the next step is to develop essential course assets that are going to bring your course to life and make it more attractive to a business and a school. If you are in this class and you signed up for 101, but you intend to follow along with 1001, you can do that as well. But keeping in mind that you should be doing the 101 work first. Don't do this first. Always do your 101 work first, and then you can catch up to this one later. Okay. So, those of you all who are in advance, it presupposes that you all already have those things in place. Now, we are working on assets that are going to make your course more attractive and better positioned for selling to a business or a school or a nonprofit. So that is what our focus is on this week. It is assets, okay? And your assets absolutely do matter what you are offering them, because remember that businesses, schools, and nonprofits a lot of times will not they don't want you there all the time. Okay, they don't need you there. This is not like consumers. They don't mind licensing your course and you're on the beach sipping on something fruity while they are teaching your course or they are using your course. So your assets are going to be even more important on this side of course building. Okay, all right, when you have assets, your learners are going to retain that information better in videos, slides, workbooks, all the things, because you might not be there. And also, that organization may be using those assets to help determine whether or not those employees can keep their jobs or whether or not they know their jobs. So you're going to be doing maybe assets and quizzes and knowledge checks to help with that learning, because if a manager sends an employee to your course, they want to know with some reasonable assurity that the employee knows the work and knows the content after taking your course. All right, so let's look at types of course assets that you can create. Okay, you can do a full slide deck, okay, per lesson. You can do slide decks. You can do videos or scripts. All right. You can do workbooks, templates, downloadable resources. You can do an assessment, a quiz, a knowledge check. You can do a case study or a real world example from an article or a white paper. Okay, so these are just some of the assets that you can create. And those of you all who are in the advanced class, you all will be creating one of these, at least one of these. And for your learners, for your course, you're going to decide, you're going to look at the course that you already have, if you already have one, and say, where can and should I add additional assets that are going to help my learners to learn? Okay, all of these are designed to help reinforce their learning, which on the B2B side is even more important. On the consumer side, while it is nice to have, and in a lot of cases it is necessary, but consumers have more time. They don't necessarily, they're not under the same time constraints as employees or other, folks who might be taking it on the business side. So you have to kind of think about it that way. We want to give them as much opportunity to learn it and learn it quickly. That doesn't mean we don't do it on the B2C side, and we will talk about that in 101 once we get there. But for my advanced class, I'm expecting you all to have more assets, more opportunities for reinstatement, what's the word I'm looking for? Reinforcement, sorry. For reinforcement, more opportunities for that, because quite frankly, more is at stake. More is at stake on the B2B side. This might be, you might be, offering your course to someone, to a company that is asking their employees to take this, learn it, and know it. Okay, so I'm expecting you all to do more in the way of creating assets. But for this week, you are going to create one of these: a slide deck, a video, or script. You're going to give them a workbook, a template, some sort of downloadable resource that they can use. You all saw I gave you a downloadable resource just this past weekend. I've given you a workbook today. You can also do assessments and knowledge checks. Okay, I want all of you who are in the advanced class to know how to put together a knowledge check. And in your workbook, I have given you all some best practices for knowledge checks. All right, so if you intend for your course to be sold to a company, then I am expecting you all to kind of stretch yourselves and come up with a knowledge check for them based on the content that you already have. All right, look in your work, give you some best practices around quizzes. All right, so the best asset depends on your course format and your teaching style. If you tend to do well on video, you can absolutely use video. But here's what I want you to remember. If you intend to sell your courses, license it to companies or schools, they are going to want accessible content. Accessible content, okay? Accessible content means that it is accessible to people with different learning abilities. So if I am visually impaired, I might need audio. Okay, so that means you can have a video. Okay, you can have a video, and that will take care of your folks who are visually impaired. You might have folks who are auditorially impaired, so they have to read something. So that means that your asset needs to include a transcript or a written transcript of what was in the video. Okay, so if you have a video and you say, I'm going to give them some sort of do videos for all my lessons, and that's how I'm going to help them to reinforce their learning, that is fine. but I want you to include a transcript. Everybody clear on that? That means you're covering the accessibility issue. That means no matter if they can't hear well or if they can't see well, that way that's covered. If you decide to have video, I want to see captions at the bottom of your videos. Okay? That way, folks who are they can read it as well as see it as well as hear it. They can see it, read it, hear it. Okay, questions about that? So as you're thinking about what asset do I want to create this week, you're going to be thinking about the learners. Who are your learners going to be? If your learners are students and you intend to sell this to a school, a home school, a charter school, or any of those schools, they are going to require your courses to be accessible if it is e-learning. Everybody clear? If it is e-learning, self-paced, and they have kids are going to be watching it on the screen, you're going to have captions, and you are going to make sure that they can read it, see it, or hear it, or a combination. So you're going to think about who your learner is. What medium makes the most sense for my content? Do I need visuals, interactivity, guided exercises? So the workbook that I gave you all will help you all to make those determinations. So part of your homework is really deciding what type of assets do I really need. That's half the battle right there, is even deciding which ones you're going to use. Do I need a video? Do I need a workbook? Do I need what do I need? Do I need an assessment? Do I think they need to be assessed? And the workbook that I gave you all will help you all to determine that. Okay, so you can use a case scenario. Okay, when to use your slide deck. So when you're using a slide deck, that is really ideal for structured lessons or deep dive topics. Okay, so if you feel like you have to walk them through a step by step, then you might want to use a slide deck. It helps reinforce the key points with visual elements like bullet points, like you see here on my screen. You can use bullet points, you can use pictures, you can use graphics, you can use videos that will help reinforce key points. It's good for courses that involve live or recorded presentations. Okay? And I give you all a few examples. So that's when you might want to use a slide deck. Okay? When to use a workbook or a template. It helps a learner to apply what they've learned. So for example, in your workbook, there are some lines in there so that they can fill out the lines that will help them in their thought process. It helps to make abstract concepts actionable. They can actually take action on it, where the workbook is helping them to actually get the work done at the same time. So they're thinking through it and they're doing it. You're telling them what to do, you're teaching them what to do, and then you're saying, now it's your turn. Now you do it. Okay? So you can teach them about budgeting and then give them a worksheet where they actually have to do the budget. So I want you all to be thinking about, okay, does it require a worksheet, a template? Do I think I need that? All right. When to use assessments or knowledge check, really important. This validates the student's comprehension. Remember, you may not be there to test them. So they are going to have to self-assess whether or not they're getting it, or whether or not they're getting it to your satisfaction for them to be able to move on. So the knowledge check is really helpful and beneficial to them to be able to say, okay, I got an 80 on this, or I got a 90 on this, or I got 100 on this, so I've nailed it. I'm good to move forward. All right. It encourages engagement because adult learners like to be tested to make sure that they're doing it right. Adults don't like making mistakes. Kids don't mind, it's the adults that make kids not want to make mistakes. That's a learned behavior. All right. So by the time we get to be, our grand old age, we don't like making mistakes too much, right? That's where you get into perfectionism and all the things, right? But it's okay actually to make mistakes because it helps us to learn. It's going to help your learners to learn as well. All right. It's going to help them to identify areas where they might need support and help you to do that as well. Just like, I did. I did it in a different way this weekend, but I saw that you all needed some support. And so I dropped a resource for you. It helps to see where you all might need some support. Okay. Those of you all who are thinking about having a certification course, you want to make sure that you have the goal set for what is the bar. Do they have to get 70% or higher, 80% or higher to pass the quiz? Now, when you are doing this for a company or even a school, a lot of times they will tell you what score their employees have to make on your quiz in order to be passing. They will tell you a lot of times what that needs to be. Okay. They already know what their culture is and what their standards are. So they will say, hey, they've got to pass your test with an 80 or above or 90 and above and all of that. So those of you all who are coming to class on Saturday or Wednesday, okay, that's where SCORM comes into play. All right. And I'll be talking more with you all about that. But those of you all who are going to be giving knowledge checks and things like that, I'll be explaining to you all how that works and all of that. Okay. We won't get into it tonight. All right. So knowledge checks and assessments, right? So they're used by companies and schools to ensure retention and application of the material. Okay, so formative assessments are checkpoints. Those are your knowledge checks. Summative is just kind of like it sounds. It's a summary of everything that you've taught them, and it is a final assessment. A lot of times you'll see a final assessment. You'll see little knowledge checks along the way, or you'll see a final assessment. And it helps to measure learning effectiveness and readiness for the next phase and for the next step. Now, those of you all who are building courses for a consumer market, consumers typically don't like to be tested. Okay? Adult consumers do not like to be tested. They want to just get through the information, take it how they want to, and get through it. They don't want no knowledge checks or any of that. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have that you have to follow what they say. Okay? You are the instructor. So if you think that they need a knowledge check after maybe 2 lessons or 3 lessons, you want to do like a little check and say, wait a minute, where are they with this? Then do it. You are the instructor, not them. But just understand with adults, you don't want to test them to death. So that means maybe after every 2 modules, then you can give them a little knowledge check. That's consumers. Now, with folks who are taking this in companies and schools, give them as many knowledge checks as you feel like you need to. Okay. Everybody understand the difference? All right. Companies use these knowledge checks to help with compliance and to understand if their folks are able to apply the new training. Remember, the reason that companies and schools want that companies want it is because they want to be able to see where the knowledge gaps are. They want to upskill because if they don't, their people may, be contributing to money losses, revenue losses. If they're not trained properly, they're not efficient. They're not productive as they can be. And that means that the company is losing money. So a lot of times companies want knowledge checks. So I want you to kind of think about that as you are thinking through, okay, um, is a knowledge check appropriate? How many knowledge checks? If you are talking to a potential company, they like knowing that there are knowledge checks along the way. They like that in general. Okay, in general. All right. So this is going to help you to determine what is the best assets for you to use. Why schools use knowledge checks, okay? It's going to provide students with the opportunity to review the material before exams. So those of you all who are teaching courses that help students to pass exams, even with adults passing exams, right? It's going to help with that. Helps instructors to identify struggling students and encourages active learning and participation. Okay, so you will see this a lot in schools. This is not unusual. Okay, so you want to design, this is really important, very, very important, especially in this day and age, that if you decided you're going to do a knowledge check, you want to avoid leading questions that push a specific perspective. This is where your AI can come in, because you can have AI analyze the questions that you have come up with. Okay? You want to ensure cultural neutrality to be inclusive of learners. Now, I don't know what these new, so-called standards are going to require in terms of, and I don't think a lot of people know what it's going to really look like. Okay. But in past years, they have really, been kind of pushing neutrality and trying to make sure that the coursework, especially if it's for K through 12, is not biased, where you got little black and brown kids that might not know what a yacht is. They know what a boat is, but they may not know what a yacht is. And if the question is about, you had 10 yachts and you minus 3 yachts, how many yachts are left? And the kid is saying, what are they talking about? Right? So that's just thinking about cultural neutrality. Okay. You want to base the question strictly on the material that is covered. Those of you all who say, I think my course needs a, needs a knowledge check, you want to make sure that you do not add or take away from the material that is in your course. So it has to be strictly about this. Otherwise, it can open up that company for lawsuits and everything else. If they fire somebody based on the fact that they did not apply the skills that they learned in your course, and then that person comes back and says, I was wrongfully terminated, that was never in the class, and they go back and they subpoena. This happened for a company that I was going in and I was doing, that's why we were brought in. We're usually brought in, a lot of times we're brought in after the fact, but this was an insurance company. And this was the exact scenario. They were sued for wrongful termination, saying that it was not in the original course, it was not in their training, and they could not be fired based on that. They subpoenaed the insurance company for their training documents. Now, I don't know what the outcome was. I don't know, but I do know that those training documents were subpoenaed. Okay? So, saying that to say, it's important that your knowledge checks are strictly based on what was in the course content, and that it covered the course content. You're going to use a mix of multiple choice scenarios, and you can use open-ended questions if you're actually going to, or if the company or school or nonprofit is looking for reporting and they're actually going to check the open-ended questions. But most of the time, they stick with multiple choice. They give them scenarios, and then it's a multiple choice situation. All right, so how to align assessments with your course content. Every question should directly reflect what was taught in the lesson. You're going to use real world scenarios where applicable. And you're going to ensure that the grading criteria is clear and objective. So everybody knows, hey, one question is worth 10 points. Two, and this is what passing is. So if those of you all who say the assessment, the asset that I'm going to turn in this week is going to be an assessment for Professor Cat to review. If you do that, I want you to give me the lesson as well. You can upload the Word document so that I can look at it and see if the quiz or knowledge check reflects what lesson you have paired it with, okay? Everybody clear on that? If you give me a knowledge check, I'm going to ask you for the content. But don't be afraid to give me an assessment. Okay? Don't just do the easiest thing. Don't just be like, here's a PDF, I'll be done with it. No, because if I see your course content and you should have had a knowledge check, I'm going to go back and say, you should have had a knowledge check. Let me see it. Okay, so don't just pick the easiest one, pick the one that is most appropriate. Okay, you want to make sure that your knowledge checks are fair. Okay, and so I've given you all examples of a poorly written knowledge check question and one that's strong, and there's more in your actual workbook. So here's your work for the week. Your work is to develop a course asset. You're going to select from the list that I've given you. You're going to create a draft that aligns with your course's learning objectives. So whatever your asset is, just make sure that it's in alignment. That's all. Okay, submit your asset along with a brief explanation how it supports your course outcomes, what format you plan to use for your delivery. That means if it's a video, how are they going to get it? If it's a PDF, how are they going to get it? And how it enhances the learning experience. So those of you all who are in advanced 1001, this is your homework. So not only are you giving me the asset, you are giving me a brief explanation. I want to know why you chose it. How does it support your outcome? What format you plan to use for delivery? And how is it going to enhance the learning experience? Okay. Questions, my 1001 class, or anybody who's following along with 1001. Questions about the homework for week 2 for you. Did I lose y'all? Let me come over here and see if I might be talking to myself. Hold on.
You
We
were
are
clear,
still here,
Kat.
Professor. Good evening. I would like to ask a question. It's not based on the homework, but when we will gonna learn how to license our course, it's gonna be on the Wednesday class, or it would be including in this class.
Say it one more time.
So when are we gonna learning how to license our course? It would be on the Wednesday class, or
Oh, the Wednesday class? Are you asking me about the Wednesday class?
She asked
yes,
when are you going to license the course? When she going to learn how to license the course? She typed
yes.
Oh, Wednesday's class. Wednesday's class. Wednesday's class. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
you got it. You got it. Okay, so I will reiterate since we're getting ready to end class soon. The class on Wednesday 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. That is licensing, that is packaging and pricing. Packaging and pricing your course. So if that is what you're interested in, that class is Wednesday at 6, or you can get into the same class is offered this Saturday at 10 and 3. Okay,
Is this the one we have to pay for, or do we just?
it is the one
Okay.
that you have to pay for. Yep, because that's through the center. And it is, you can use a discount code. The discount code makes it $48.50. Okay, right now it's $97, but you all have there's a discount code and it's Hillman Talk. So I will put the link back here in the chat for those of you all who want to join that class. As I explained at the beginning of the class, you all won't be able to get everything in these classes because as you can see, it's packed full. So we can't get everything in here. So I'm going to refer you all to some of our center courses for the on the nonprofit side of what we do through the faculty and instructor readiness center. And that is this week, and I am teaching that course. So, yes. So it's $97, but there's a discount code for the next, I think, 2 days, before it goes back up to 97. Does everybody have the link for that? Or do I need to put it back in there?
Yes, we have the link. We got it.
Okay, very good. All right, questions about your 1001 homework and what is expected?
I have a question. Just to be clear, where will we, I know you said it just now, but when we going over it by ourselves, where will we find that homework? Because I think, what was my question? I think I was confusing the discussion boards with the actual assignments. So when you said it, I just realized that and I went to read it over. So where will we find, because I see the emails have discussion board, but where do we find the actual assignment? Is it assignment in the worksheets?
I think it is, but here's what I'll do just to make it, more clear so it's not, not confusing. I know that, and I'm new to Discord too, to be honest with you. This is my first time using Discord, so I'm still kind of learning it.
I'm literally about to ask my child to come help me figure this out because you're like, it's due tonight. I'm like, wait, what? I didn't see I don't see the assignments. I don't know where to find them.
The
I see
framework,
the discussion
yeah, the
board.
framework I gave y'all last week, and that's what's due. And you know what, does anybody know if you can pin more than one post in Discord?
But is the homework assignment listed in the workbook that you give us? Like the workbook assignment? Like where do we find the actual like write out of what the assignment is?
Yeah, so I don't think it is, but
Oh,
I don't think it is, but we'll remedy that. Okay,
okay.
we'll remedy that. So next week, I will tell my TA to make sure that the homework is actually in the workbook. Okay.
I just reached out to her too on Discord to see if she could help me sort it through just so I can make sure I submit everything on time because I clearly was confused about.
Okay. Well, tonight at 11:59, what's due is for 101, the framework is due.
Mm-hmm. And then 100, well, this one,
1001, let me go back and look. Does anybody, can anybody pull that up? Does anybody have that?
because I thought the framework was for advanced.
The,
I knew that, but I wasn't sure about the foundations.
yeah, no. Foundations is the one that really need the framework because 1001 presupposes that you've already done that.
Okay, so foundations is the framework that's due tonight. And
Yes.
then was there anything due tonight for advanced?
There is, but I need to pull it up.
Okay. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Where would I, like, if I'm not talking to you, where would I find that? Like the list of, I guess the homework assignments.
Yeah, I don't think that there is like a place, but I do get what you're saying. I do. And you'll
Uh,
have to forgive me because I'm still kind of trying to
I'm
learn
sorry
everything.
because my whole family got the whole house got the flu. The child brought the.
Oh no.
I was just
yeah,
trying to
because
catch up and make sure I didn't miss it because I didn't want to get dropped. So I'm just trying
Uh-huh.
to be sure that I'm clear on what to do so I could get it done.
I got you. So let me ask y'all, does anybody know if you can pin more than one post
You
to,
can.
you cannot,
You can. You
you
can pin
can?
more. Yes, you can.
You know how
And
many you can pin?
you can. I think you can pin as many as you want. They said they call channel pins.
Okay.
And then they said you can also pin things to your own personal profile for easier access later as well.
Okay. So if that's the case, why don't I do this? It's probably too late for my TA. It may or may not be. You're in the Discord now? Oh, great, BLK. That's awesome. Yay. Okay, great. I'm so glad to hear that. Okay, so here's what I'll do. Why don't we do an ongoing post and for homework and pin it to the top of the Discord, since now I know we can do multiple ones, and then that way you can just go to the pin and see what the homework is for each
Okay.
one, and
Right.
that'll make it easier. How about that?
Okay. Yes. Thank
Okay,
you.
so give
So
me until tomorrow with the
Okay.
TA, okay, to get it organized. But you're really not missing anything because this was our first week, okay?
Okay. Because you
So
see, I'm panicking. I was over here panicking, girl. I was like, oh my God.
look, you weren't the only one panicking because literally, even right now, I'm still fighting off whatever the heck I have.
Oh my gosh, it's
And
horrible.
and doing the homework with everything that was going on
Yes.
was
Yes.
horrible.
I'm
Cause
um
still
like,
struggling.
so Kat,
And
to answer your
Discord is too
question.
busy. Discord got this is too much activity for me. It's just mind blogging. It's overwhelming to me. Just the
It
Discord,
is.
it's just way too many messages. My mind can't
the
operate that fast.
Discord,
Yeah, it's really
Yes.
overwhelming to me.
So
yeah.
The
so
other
Kat,
thing
so
about,
Kat,
can I
so
Pictures and
just
Kat,
say
images
that,
and high and animated and colorful, and it's just like, oh really? I never.
I'm trying to show you
can,
how to pin
It's
this.
a
you
bit
have
can
an
much.
I add
accessory
something?
issue.
Can I add something?
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Discord is that, like, as people are putting their comments and their assignments and stuff, like the list is getting longer and
Yes.
longer and longer.
Too much.
But the information that we need, like the links and the what are the things that you were just talking about, you're gonna put, are all at the top. And there doesn't seem to be a way once you get in there, like it automatically dumps you like at the bottom of the
Yeah, and it
list.
just keeps
And
scrolling
then
up,
like
scrolling.
it's really hard to get back up to
Can't
the
get to the
top
top.
Yeah.
to get to the information. And I'm probably newer to Discord than you are, obviously, because you had to put it up before I got in there. But maybe somebody has a suggestion about like how to maneuver in Discord that like those of
I
us who are new don't know yet.
I actually do
So
have
so
a
Discord is
suggestion.
very intuitive, and so you do have to. Unfortunately, the last place that you left Discord at, that's where it will leave you. So if other people are, you will have to scroll down, and then say like you are scrolling on Thursday and you stop, and then people post on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You still got to scroll to go down to see their messaging, and then you have to scroll back up to the top. It's very intuitive. This is just the platform that she chose for Kat, for you
Can I ask a
to
question?
add push pins. There is it might be right there's a little push pin button or an icon, and it might be right next to the message, and you
Mm-hmm.
just, or you have to click on a
Mm-hmm.
menu to find it, and when you
Got
find the
you.
push pin, go ahead and click it, and then
Mm-hmm.
this message will get a little pin note on it, and that means it's now pinned for everyone to see.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much. And I have another question on, because I took the fast track people out of there. Those who
Okay.
came onto the fast track program, I took them out, and that I'm dealing with them separately because it was like too much for them. So my question is, can we create another channel
Yes.
for homework?
That's
Where,
what I was going to suggest, like a
okay,
resource thing, like you had your fast track. Hmm.
but can you all get in there, or do I have to invite you in? Like, can you all see all those channels and get in there, or
I
would I have?
could, let me see
So
if I can get into the.
you have one main channel, which is the main classroom, and then you have some
Right.
voice channels. I'm pretty sure you can make like a sub post in there. This like a sub link where it says hashtag main classroom,
Mhm.
and there should be a way for you to create to say homework, course, extended courses or paid courses or something like that. You should be able to go inside of Discord and do that. As a cheat sheet, I would ask Google to, or if you have an iPhone, ask Siri to walk you through those steps. And then you can figure out how to do it on a quick way, or you can watch a YouTube video and it will walk
Well,
you through
it
those steps.
says that I can make it a text channel,
Yeah,
or a voice channel. I think it needs to be a text channel.
it should be a text channel to make it easier for everybody.
Okay, got you. So here, let's just to hopefully make this easier. Let's just do a quick test on it. I'm creating the channel right now, course building. I just
There it
put
is right there.
building week 2, homework. Okay, can everybody see it first of all?
I see it.
Okay, are you able to post in there? Are you able, or do I
I
have to
don't
invite
see
you
it.
in?
Mine,
Is it in the
mine
main?
show on voice channel, not
Uh,
text channel. My course building week 2
uh,
shows in voice channel instead of text channel.
Mine too.
Yes, we got it. I see the.
Amelia and I just made a comment inside of there, and so
Okay,
did
but it's
Anisha.
not the right type of
It's in
group.
voice channel.
Yeah,
No,
mine
it says
says,
course building week 2 homework. It's a text channel.
but it
Yes,
says
it's
it's
a
underneath
text.
voice channels though.
It's,
I thought it was a
oh, I'm
text
sorry.
channel.
It says voice channel,
Mine
Yeah.
but
say
you can
voice channel.
still go in there and still type the messages.
So TB, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
With the courses, would it be easy if we had I guess foundations one channel, advanced another channel, and then like a homework channel to submit? Like would that be
I think it would be ideal, but that's if she's willing to build it out. If she's willing to
okay?
create those respective channels, that's
Yeah, if it'll
on.
make it easier for everybody, yeah. So if I
This
do,
so it's so easy so we could get your information as you're writing to us instead of it all being on one.
now keep in mind, it's still gonna get long, no
Mm.
matter what, but
But at
maybe
least
it'll be
it'll
a
be
little bit more
separated.
organized.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna be honest with you from professional experience. I would probably try to keep this as limited as possible. So I would just say homework in one channel and everything else, like submitting your homework,
Right.
in the Discord, and people are just gonna have to remember the last place that you left Discord. You're either gonna have to scroll up to get the old information, or scroll down, or maybe I'm saying it backwards, but scroll down to get the new information, if that makes sense. So today I posted my framework at the end of the class. If you didn't see it in there earlier this week, you're going to have to scroll up to go see my stuff. But then if you want to go find the Google Docs, then you got to scroll down to go find, go back to the top to go get that course document that she had in the Google Doc, if that makes sense. Because you guys were there in the middle of the week, but you did not go in today.
After. Okay.
But I would keep this as minimal as possible. I would put like the key information that dropping modules or whatever, Cat, as a suggestion. Put all of that in one area to where people can say they can get all of that there, but then all of the homework and all that other stuff is in the chat, if that makes sense.
And
so,
Kat, I was gonna say, before you make your first post,
mhm.
put in the chat, do not comment, like only, like if, I would love it if you could be the only one who
yeah.
could comment in that chat.
Yes, I agree because it would be a lot to go through all the channels.
Yeah.
I
So
barely
only,
can
yeah,
catch
it's
up
only,
with this one, to be honest, and I'm really trying my best. So
So-
if we're gonna have 4 or 5, it would be more difficult to go through it. So let's just have the one for the homework only, where we're not gonna comment. We just get the link what we need. What you guys think?
that's fair.
Okay, so so I'm going to create this one for just general homework. General
you go.
homework, no matter which class it is.
And no one should comment inside of the general homework page. You can just go there and get whatever links that Kat chooses to put in there, and you comment on course building week 2 homework. You comment on the
Yeah.
main one, but just
I-
don't comment on the homework part.
And when we submit the homework in that one, then maybe we should put, when we submit the homework, like say foundation, foundation class, just so it's easier for you to get it, Kat, when you go check out homework, you'll know which homework is what instead of scrolling all through, you know what I mean? Like it'll be easier for you to
Right,
identify.
I'm
which
trying to
Now
one.
you're
see
making things
here.
difficult, Cache, because
Wow.
people ain't gonna remember that every week. I'm just being honest from professional experience. But if y'all want to do it,
Well, if
Like
I
if I
put,
just say week 1 foundation and then I post the homework.
me and you get it, but not everybody gets that. They're just
Okay.
rushing to get it uploaded.
Yeah, that's true.
okay, so homework and resources is just for me to put y'all's homework and any resources I have for you,
Yes, okay.
right? That's what we decided, right?
Yep.
And then
Only
what else?
you should comment in that. But I would not take that second the second offering that Cache. Am I saying it
That
right?
one that says,
Yes,
um,
perfectly.
one that says week 2. So where do you all want to post your homework
Leave it
in a
in the
way
main
that you're
page.
not gonna have me all over the place?
Yeah, because people aren't going to click on all these different tabs.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that. So I would
Right.
literally keep it as minimal as possible and just say just the homework and resources are here, and then post everything else in the main chat, and people are just going to have to scroll up and down. I know it's an inconvenience, but someone's going to say I posted in week 3, but then somebody else going to say I posted in the main chat.
That's correct. And then I'm gonna get a headache.
Yes.
Kat, I thought the Cache actually had a really good thought.
Tell me.
If when you posted the homework, and TV's right, everybody's not going to do it, but we
Yeah.
don't do things because we think everybody will do it. We do things because we hope that the structure will support. So if when you do the homework, if you created a hashtag for the homework, so let's say it's week 2 of 100 or 101, whatever it is. If when we posted our homework, we literally said hashtag week 2
101.
101 or 101 week 2. If we
Mhm.
said that, it would make it easier for your person to search for that specifically. But TV's right, everybody's not going to do it, but
Well, where are you all suggesting? I want to make sure I'm clear on where.
Or can I do a combination, y'all, real quick? If you keep the one homework channel, but in front of it, you have to put either foundations or advanced, then it can still be in the one place.
Right.
You have to distinguish which one is foundations, which one is advanced. And to Sidra's point, maybe you add like week, W1, W2, something like that. Maybe so you don't have to add another channel like TV is saying.
Okay, so let me share my screen and let's look at what we have.
I thought we were going to keep homework in the main channel.
Okay,
No,
so
yes.
here's
and keep-
homework. Here's the main classroom. Okay. And here's homework. But why is it coming up as a voice channel?
click on the go back. Click on the where the talk box is. Yeah.
Here?
Yep.
What the Sam here? I think I set it up wrong.
Can you go where it says text channels where the plus button is?
Here?
Go
Above,
up one.
right above,
Here.
right there.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Create channel. There you
that's
go.
where you created it.
Oh, okay. So this is going to be homework and resources, but am
Only
I the
you should
only
put
one in here?
Yes, you're the only one posting in there. And if we need to find the information, we would go here to get all the docs, Google Docs, all the homework, all the whatever that needs to be done. You just post there, and it's our responsibility to go here to get the homework. If someone says I didn't get the homework, they should be able to come here and
Mhm,
say
and get
it's
it.
there. No
Okay,
one should
so-
comment in this on this page outside of you.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
But
You
where
Thank
can
you.
you
put
all,
that statement here for information only, do not comment here. Something
Yep.
like do not post here, something
here.
just right next to where you have, right after that sentence you have right here. Yeah.
okay,
Do not post. And it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Information only, do not
Put it,
post.
put it in caps.
That
Hmm,
ain't.
y'all don't trust y'all peers, what's going on?
We
So
don't
we
do
know
right.
our peers.
We don't do right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
And
Okay.
Kat, if you could ask your TA in the beginning to
mhm.
delete when people post in here until they figure it out, I
Yeah.
think we can keep it. I think we can keep this chat clean.
That
But we're
may be
gonna have
better, yeah.
someone's gonna have to delete the post because somebody's gonna post.
Yep.
Yeah, in the
Exactly.
homework one, yeah, for sure.
Right.
But where are you all suggesting that you post your homework for me to
Same
review?
place.
Main chat.
Main
Just leave it in the
classroom.
main. Yeah, maybe leave it right there.
I think
Okay.
you should do a separate channel, but I know TV is saying not to do multiple.
No,
channels, but I would
absolutely
do a
not.
separate channel.
Because people are not gonna, the more you complicate something, just like she told us to stick to 3 to 5 modules so we don't overwhelm people, the same applies here. Once you start adding a whole bunch of different channels, people are not gonna remember all of that.
Okay,
Because you
let me
still
get
gotta
rid
remember
of
people
this.
got full-time stuff that they have going on as well.
I mean,
Okay.
but
That's what
posting
we're
on a
saying.
separate channel is not going to disturb that. You doing the homework anyway. You just posting it.
Well, right now, I have I teach,
Post it when you post it in the main, like TB was saying. We got to scroll through so much to get to it. So it just
Yeah,
made it
but
easy to
everybody
go to the
knows
homework
to
Hold up.
go
channel.
to
Y'all
the
be on
main channel.
TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. Y'all cannot tell me that y'all don't be scrolling. Come on now. Be honest with yourselves.
But that's not. But it's more structured. That's the thing. So it's like if I'm only posting homework, if we're on, like, say if I'm Kat, right, and I'm going, I don't want to scroll through all of that to read the homeworks plus the comments plus the this and the main chat. If I'm going to look for homework, I'm going to the homework channel because only homework is listed there. So that's why I'm saying, like, the separate channel just to submit homework. But I do get the confusion with all the channels.
What I was getting ready to say, I teach, I'm an adjunct professor at a college here, and I have a tab for my classes. I have one tab post vision board here. So if you had something to say post homework here, that would
Yeah,
be okay.
that's what I'm
And
saying.
it can go right underneath where you have
Okay, well
homework
then
and
what
resources
will
and
we,
post it here. That's because I have that set up and it works perfectly fine. It's not cluttered up with a whole bunch of other
well, I
discussions
guess
that they have.
my question is, what would go in the main classroom then?
Right.
Right.
I guess all that other
right.
comments. It's a bunch of stuff. Look at the main classroom now.
Charlene,
And
the only problem is because people are saying, thank you. Can we get the Zoom link again? Is this last week's
there's
link?
so many. Okay, you said, okay, I see what you're saying.
So if people would just limit themselves to whatever is deemed important and
All
only
that other
posting
stuff.
and
Okay.
posting the homework only, because I have not been
Interact with
on
other
Discord
people's
all
stuff
week until
as
today.
part of the homework.
Yeah.
But other people just have to just stop posting
All that
or
other
comment.
stuff.
Yeah, just post only the homework.
Yeah.
But that's not really like the point of Discord. Like, it's a discussion thing.
Correct.
So if you
Correct.
have this one main classroom and that's the discussion board, and people can ask each other questions,
That's true.
ask for stuff, and then on the list under text channels, you have homework and resources. Then under that, you have homework 101, turn in homework 101, turn in homework 1001. And then you turn in your homework over there, but in the main classroom is where you make
Post your
friends
discussion.
and ask questions, and it's a discussion. This is the only place where we have an opportunity to chat with each other. And if people want to do that, then I think having a separate space is a good idea.
So this is what I would say. I've listened to all sides.
I agree with Julie though. I agree. That's a perfect setup.
I listened to all sides, and I think that I agree with a combination. definitely, I love the community and the conversation, even all the extra stuff. I love it. Okay. So let's keep the communication going. It doesn't bother me at all. In terms of, because if you all recall, I was not really gonna be checking homework like that anyway, but I'm checking to make sure that y'all did it. But it takes a lot of time to review homework and get feedback. But I want to be able to do that as much as I humanly can. Now, for me, whether we start this on the main classroom or over in a channel, to me, it's going to end up the same. To me, they're going to end up looking the same eventually. So, and we're going to have to scroll up and down anyway, in my opinion. In my opinion, they're going to end up looking the same. So for that reason, I'm going to say for this week, let's keep it as is. I think we fix one thing at a time, and then we see how it works out. The one thing that I think we fixed is a dedicated homework channel. We got a
Yeah.
homework channel with resources, and that is where I will put additional resources, workbooks that I want y'all to have, what the homework is for the week over there. And I think it fixes that one problem, right?
Yes.
In terms of where y'all drop the homework, drop it in the main thing, in the main classroom, like you have been doing. Respond to each other, put your discussion questions there, but I will put the discussion post over in the homework so that you know what the question is. That way nobody's missing the discussion question for the week. Everybody
Okay.
clear about that?
So do y'all
Okay.
see that? I don't see that discussion and homework in my Discord now.
Over
I saw it
here on the
earlier, but I don't
side,
see it now.
you
I
see
see
it
it on
right
your
here?
screen. I see it on your screen, but I don't see it
Can
on
she
my
share her
Discord.
screen, Kat?
Yeah, let's share your screen and see what's going on, Charlene.
I don't see it anymore.
Amalia, what time is it over there?
Me?
Amalia,
I have here 1 a.m. 27.
it's 1 a.m. It's
Yes, but don't worry, I keep it up. But you guys write me too. I can't find the homework page no more. It's kind of
I
disappeared.
can't find it
all-
either.
you
Yeah,
can't find it.
Delete it?
Okay, let's see what's going.
that's my screen.
I can see
Okay.
it.
It's gone.
It's gone. It was there a few minutes ago, but it's not
I
here
think when she
now.
went in and deleted it, started deleting stuff. I think that's
I
where.
deleted some of those extra classrooms.
Oh,
But y'all want me to try it again? I wonder what
Oh,
happened.
I see main, and then I see homework and resource.
It's gone.
It's
That's
gone on
weird.
mine too.
Okay, so here's what I will do. I can do it again.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, before you do that, click on that little tiny arrow next to text classrooms or something. Text room.
It's
There was a
showing
little
up here for
arrow.
me, so that's weird. Cause I'm on my phone and I can see
I
the
see
main
it.
classroom
I see
and
it.
all of
click
that.
on the main class. Click on the main classroom and see if it drops down.
Kat, can you put your screen back
There's
up,
a
please?
little arrow. Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me put my screen back up
And maybe
see.
everybody refresh their browser.
Yeah, because it's there.
Yeah,
I
it's
see it.
definitely
Yeah, it's there.
there.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me see. How do I let me come back over here.
I went out and went back in. I still don't see it. So I
Hold
don't
on.
know
She's
what's-
gonna put her
There's a
screen
link
up so you
to
can look
it.
in this area
Look in
right
the
here.
chat. Look in the chat. I put a link to it. It's there. So just go hit the link that's in the chat.
Okay, yeah.
Can you back out by hitting that text channels, and then there's an arrow right before the text channels?
Right here.
Yep.
Okay.
And
If
so
I hit it
your
again,
voice
it
channels
shows
is there.
up.
Can you click on main classroom at the top?
Right here.
No, at the top.
At the top. At the top. At the
To the
top.
right. To the right. To the right.
Hold
To the
on.
right and to the top.
Zoom is covering it. Hang on one second. Okay. Right here.
You can't click there.
No. Let me see here. If I click on main classroom, homework.
So it was that little downward arrow next to text channels. If you
Make sure you
click
don't
it,
say private. It may be something you have
go
to
back
open
right
up.
there, right there. right there. So you click it and notice the other ones. Now click it again.
It may be private.
So Charlene, do you
You'll
see
see-
that? Do you see that, Miss Charlene?
I only see it on hers. Let me go back to mine. No, and I refreshed. I actually went all the way out.
Okay,
and
well,
then
maybe,
going
maybe
all
I
back in.
created it wrong. I'm
No.
gonna,
It's here.
Not wrong
No.
because we're seeing it.
It's here. We see it.
Yeah, we see it.
I don't know what's going on to me.
okay,
So-
you see it on your screen or you see it on mine?
I see it
I
on
see it on
I
your
see
screen
it.
and on mine.
It's on our
Okay,
screen.
I see, wait a minute.
I see it too.
So now I see
Yeah.
homework and resources. I clicked the down arrow.
Uh-huh.
I don't see the second one. You had two you put out there. I see one of them.
Main
I
It should
got
only
rid of
be,
Main
it should only be main
classroom.
classroom and
And
homework
homework.
and
I
resources
see it.
cat
I
only.
clicked the down arrow next to text channels. I went all the way out and came back in. I see it.
Okay, good. So
Ah,
there should be
okay,
just
good.
2 main classrooms.
That's
Main
it.
That'll work.
classroom and homework and resources.
Yep.
That'll be good.
Okay, perfect. So I will post in here. I'll have Racel post in here the homework from last week, from week 1, and homework for both classes, week 2,
Mm-hmm.
the workbooks,
Mm-hmm.
including the bridge workbooks, and the discussion posts.
Yeah.
And you probably have to put 101
Title it.
or 1001 so we'll know the difference, those of us who are doing both
That's
classes.
correct. That's
That
correct.
way we
Yeah,
know
like
which
week
one, so it won't be
one's worth
no,
of
That's
one.
correct.
Yeah,
It
know
will,
which
it
one.
will distinguish between the two, for
be
sure.
ready.
We
Okay,
got it,
so-
y'all. We got it.
Good Lord. Teamwork made the dream work.
Hey,
It's
guys,
gonna make
we
it
did
look
it.
good. That was good.
Now, do
Verdict
you
is
see
in.
the
You listen
pin?
to
You
all
see the
sides,
pin
so everybody
button,
has their
Kat?
feedback, and so now everybody look like it's together.
You see the pin button?
Right
Yeah.
here.
There you go.
And I can pin what I want to. Now,
Right.
what I will probably be pinning are notifications and announcements, reminders,
Yes.
things like that, because I do have things, and we can't always send emails. It's a lot.
Yes.
So,
Emails.
so yeah, but we can't. Is anybody in Atlanta or in the Atlanta area?
I'm here.
Oh, okay, TB. We're gonna be doing. We're gonna have a coffee with Kat soon. That you
Yeah,
all.
you said that last week. We just waiting on a date.
Yeah, wait.
Oh,
We just waiting on a date. Like you
ready.
I'm one of them talk. Yeah, you gotta stay ready to be ready.
Call me out. Call me out. Call me
She
out.
been talking
look,
about
look, he a little
I've been
petty,
waiting.
ain't he?
And been talking about it and talking about it. Just talking, ain't saying nothing.
When you
Okay,
give me a
so-
date, we put it on the calendar if we
You know
can.
what? You
God
know what
willing.
it is I have not decided on a creating a thread for discussions to keep the homework. That's a good idea, be okay. I just gotta figure out how to do it. Figure out how to do it. That'd be great. A thread for discussion, a discussion thread. That would be awesome. Why don't I try to figure out how to do a discussion thread?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, that it's a good idea. It is.
It makes sense, but I think when people are rushing, they not going. And we all grown in here, so I mean, let's just be honest.
Maybe we keep the main room for discussion board posts only and chats, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
Let-
the homework could be posted separately, or I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes this week with the discussion. Okay. Let's
Yeah.
see how it goes with the discussion and the homework, because y'all actually have a lot to do. So
Yes, ma'am.
let's see how it goes. And then if we need to fix something else next week, we'll fix something else next week. Okay.
Got it.
The coffee date. I need to find the coffee house. I know it's going to be a Black-owned coffee house, and there's so many of them. I need to see. It's probably going to be in the downtown area. It'll probably be in the downtown
I
area.
deal with parking, but I got you. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
But it
no,
don't have to be.
Atlanta, downtown Atlanta parking is just like horrendous.
Give me another suggestion. I'm good with it. It doesn't matter to
You
me.
said
I
you
got
want an African owned. So I don't know what side of town are you in?
I'm in Gwinnett, but it doesn't have to be close to me.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
It
I'm
is-
in the Buckhead area, so I'm right by the mall.
Okay. Okay.
I ain't balling, but I'm by the mall.
Listen, it's okay.
No, when you say
Right.
Buckhead, people start judging. So they think that you're
So
doing
they
something.
get judged. Well, you know that's Atlanta. That's the Atlanta way. You got to
Yeah.
judge. So,
Well, I'm listening, not judging. For the people that are looking for the accessibility, as far as creating captions and audio stuff,
mhm.
I'm not really trying to promote what I do because we don't know what everyone does. But if you do need some assistance, please reach out to me and maybe we can find a way to assist you if you get to that
Now
point.
tell us what you do, TB.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Corey Sanders. I go by the name of Tall Boy. I am a live streaming producer by day. I produce live streaming content for people or for clients. They're the subject matter expert, and I handle their tech behind the scenes. So they provide their content, and as they're talking, the content pops up on the screen for them. Um, also have a live show on Wednesdays where we simplify technology in a language that you can understand. It's very digestible, it's very fun, and we try to keep it to about an hour, hour and a half. And I'm a travel how do you say that, aficionado? I travel by balling out on a budget. So we literally find trips, go out of the country. Well, I do, and I backpack across Europe. So that's what I do in my spare time. So, and I'm also a content creator. So I've interviewed probably some of your favorite celebrities, red carpets, and some very important people around in our community or in our genre, shall we say?
I love it.
See,
I
I was
love it.
already gonna
Oh,
be in
that's
your DM,
amazing.
baby.
You said what?
I was already planning to be in. You had me at the door when you was helping from the beginning. I was like, oh, I'm a DM him.
Right.
How do we
Right.
contact you? How do we find you?
On YouTube, you can find me at The Lab Tech Show on YouTube, The Lab Tech Show. And if you want to reach out to me personally, if you just Google I am Tall Boy, all one word, you'll find all my links, everything there. I am Tall Boy.
Love it. I love it. Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing that with us. That's awesome. That's wonderful. Yes.
Look,
you should be
I was in
sharing
your
with
chat the
us.
other day when you was talking about you was just now getting restream. And I'm like, well, look at her leveling up.
You saw that. You saw it.
Yes, I saw
Oh.
you doing your restream. I watched the playback today, and I loved every bit of it.
Yeah.
Y'all see, I can share my screen now and stuff. I'm getting fancy.
I see you out here being grown.
Exactly. I love it. I'm loving it. So is anybody else near Atlanta? Will anybody else be joining us? I'm inviting the mastermind as well too. So the mastermind is coming. I know, right? I'm on fire now, right, Amalia? Look, y'all gonna be sick of me. Like,
Amalia, where's Amalia from? Because she said she's 6 hours. So is she in Europe or is she?
Yes, I am in Ireland.
Oh, I have a
nice.
friend that live over there. That's
Really?
what's up.
Wow.
say it again,
Okay, cool.
Amalia. You're in where?
Me too. I want to join, please. Somehow bring me over there.
Come on, girl. You said you're in what country?
Ireland.
Ireland. Okay. I thought
Yes.
you were somewhere else.
Oh.
Okay, Ireland. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought you were somewhere. Okay, that's right. I knew you were over there, but I don't know why I thought Wales or something. Okay,
I've
Ireland.
been wanting to go to Ireland too.
Come on, you are more than welcome.
Now we know somebody in Ireland,
I would love it.
and TB knows somebody in
Yes,
Ireland
that's
now.
amazing.
Well, my job is to get you overseas on a budget. So I just
You
did
see,
for
we have a
I just
team.
I just did 3 weeks. I just did 3 weeks November, the week before Thanksgiving, and the week after. I found my flight out of Atlanta for $488 from Atlanta to Barcelona. And then I did the 3 weeks there. And I think with everything, souvenirs, travel, excursions or activities, I think I spent about $2,200 for the 3 weeks.
That is amazing.
And that was Barcelona, Lisbon, Porto, Aruca, Florence, Rome, and back to Barcelona, all in 3 weeks.
Wow, for 2,200?
Yeah, and then the year before
Listen,
that,
I
we went
spent the summer in
to
Europe
for under
with-
$2,000. So the year that Beyonce had her tour, I paid right at $1,850, $1,900 for a round trip ticket, and we did Barcelona, Lisbon, the Azores, went to the Prague, no, excuse me, Chambray, France, Paris, France, Prague, Austria, Madrid, Valencia, and then Barcelona. Saw Beyonce that night, the last night, and then flew back home. And I think I spent right at 26 days, right at 1950, or 18 to
That is
$1,900.
insane.
It's doable.
That is
That's
insane.
amazing.
So
How do you
Look.
do that? How that's the class you need to be teaching us.
that's the
too.
class.
That's the
Look,
class.
That's
you
that.
need.
Uh-uh,
Well, the
look,
framework is
look,
right there. I put the framework in
I was
today.
about to say, I
in
think
the
Oh,
that's
you
Discord.
did?
framework.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I
So
said framework.
we've been doing this since 2017, and I learned how to backpack. And when I learned how to backpack, and the funny thing and the crazy thing about it is, unfortunately, I lost my mom in 2015 on New Year's Day, and I ended up going to Turkey. And when I was in Istanbul, a friend of mine, he was a DJ, and he said we're gonna go to whatever city it was. And when we were there, I had all this luggage with me. I had like 2 bags, 2 carry-ons, and I had some food in my hand. And I saw this older white couple, and they walked up to the table, and to grab their the ticket counter, and they grabbed their tickets from the lady. And I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, I'm trying to move weight from one bag to another." And I said, where's your bags at? She said, "What we got on our back." And I looked at her and said, "There's no way, y'all like in y'all 60s and 70s. There's no way that y'all doing this." And she said, "If you want to do it, you'll find a way to do it." And that was in 2015. And 2017, I figured out how to do it, and I've been trying to master it ever since. So it's very doable.
Wow.
You just got to get out of your American ways.
Yes, that's the biggest
That's the
thing right
thing. That
there.
part. That part right there. Wow. That is amazing. Well, we cannot wait to take your class, your course.
Pull up.
That-
Pull up. I think the tech people need more, but you and I were talking on Saturday about how do I niche that down, I guess. And I think that's where the direction is needed for that. But the tech course, I have like 60-year-old women plus that are beating me to the show on Wednesday. And they're ready to learn. And the thing is, this tech is forever evolving. How do you do this? Netflix is doing that. The grocery store is doing self-checkout, self-driving cars, autonomous vehicles, AI robots. We're showing you, hey, this is what's rolling out. This is in the pipeline, and it's coming down. And we need to be prepared for this because this technology is going to hit us whether we like it or not. And so I've been trying to show on YouTube, but I'm not liking the engagement that I'm getting, and I really want to share more, but I mean, it's on YouTube, and I'm not trying to give out all my gems on YouTube. So it's like, I'll give you the free on YouTube, but the course and the private community is, I want to make that more of a community thing where it's AMA or Ask Me Anything type thing. Or, hey, here's some courses that you can take on how to work your Android phone, how to work Discord, or how to work, whatever it is that you're looking for. So
I think it's amazing, and I think that you're in a perfect position to
Absolutely.
license that to
Yes.
senior facilities,
Absolutely.
peoples with disabilities, those kind of communities as well. I mean, the list goes on
Community
and on.
centers and
I mean, I
public
think that,
libraries.
yeah, I think you have an amazing opportunity. But we know that we've been spoiled on TikTok. The algorithm just kind of takes us, and that's what makes TikTok so amazing. And YouTube and the rest of them are, they're only going to give us so much reach like that. But I think that for you, I don't know how much you get out to these facilities to start talking to them about, hey, having these little mini classes, and then from that, see if they're open to licensing with you.
when you say mini courses, you talking about like senior citizen homes or something like that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Go
and
out and do-
that's kind of how the tech thing came about. But the thing about it is, I don't do TikTok. So my girlfriend was literally telling me about Hillman Talk, and I kind of laughed her out the room. And I get out of here with this. So I'm not listening to this. And then I was in another social app, and these women came into the audio room, and they were talking about Hillman Talk. And I want to say the week that you did your live, because you were the first person I found. and as far as classes that caught my attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I had literally, it was a Saturday afternoon, and I was just sitting there like, let me just be quiet. Don't be what we listen and we don't judge, right? So let me come in here, see what talk is all about. And I found your course. I found a couple other courses, and I'm like, what is my level of commitment that I can make to this?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, shut up, stop judging. You know, this TikTok thing might be it. And she's over there laughing at me now because she was supposed to take a course and she already dropped, and I'm still over here doing mine. So it's like, so I thank her for at least putting a bug in my ear, and it
That's
has
right.
taught me not to be so dismissive of, you know, the things that she's presenting to me. So I'm trying to, I think I know
I see
everything.
a larger lesson in all of that.
Okay, I'm about to say, go ahead, TV.
I sure
Okay.
do.
All the
I
women
know how to
Look
appreciate
admit.
at, we
that.
won't discuss what lesson we are thinking of.
I know
Okay.
how. Hey, look, I
The
know how
whole
to
new
admit when I'm
framework,
wrong.
huh?
I know how to admit when I'm wrong. I know how to shut up. I know how to apologize. Hey, I am sorry. I even gave her props.
Wow.
The other class, unfortunately, she had been sick all last week, and she found out her dad had passed away. So now she's on a trip to go back to where her dad lives at. And the other course I was taking, it was a Canva course, and they were showing something, and I literally just took the information that they gave us on the last course, and I literally just applied it to, you know, something for her, you know, a memorial for her dad. And the teacher, she was just blown away that I had did it, but I had her in tears. And that was all from the Hillman Talk class. So I said, this is all you. You got me. Like I said, I know how to admit when I'm wrong. So I know how to say, hey, I know how to apply it. So I'm man enough to say, I talk my mouth, and, you know, ran my mouth, as she always says, make the apology as loud as the action.
I know
So,
that's real.
so I did it. So
Wonderful. We love that.
That's
Huh.
we do. We need more.
We need
That should
more
be
of that
another
bottle
stop it,
battery.
Cache.
Tell
Stop
that.
it, Cache. Stop.
Yeah,
Don't be
bottle
starting
battery.
none, Cache.
I'm just
No,
saying.
you're
I'm
not.
just saying.
That's
Wait,
just
but
growth.
TB,
That's all it
what
is,
day is
Cache.
your
It's
class?
growth.
It's on Wednesdays, you said, TB? Your class is on Wednesdays?
No, the live show is on Wednesdays at 8 p.m.
Live.
Wednesdays
It's
at
live
8.
on YouTube.
Live on YouTube. Okay.
It's real
After I
time,
8 p.m. Central
8
or
p.m. Eastern. Everything's 8
Eastern?
p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific. It's real. And when I tell you, feel free to go over to the YouTube channel, the Lab Tech Show. I'll put the link in the chat in a second. It's real time polling, so you can ask. We'll give you poll questions. We try to make it fun. We try to expand your memory. I just came back from this big tech show, so we show you practical products that we found at CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, because there's stuff out there that we know that you need, and these companies just don't have the marketing dollars to to advertise.
Mhm.
So